Welcome back to the Business Ignite podcast, where we light the fire for business growth and marketing success. Your hosts, Ethan Walker and Samantha Reed, bring you the latest trends, expert insights, and actionable strategies to fuel your business journey. Let's ignite your potential.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a little bit of a different turn instead of our usual format. We are going to tackle a question that's probably top of mind for a lot of you out there. Finding your ideal customer.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You create something amazing, whether it's a product, a service, even a blog, and you think, everyone needs this.
Right.
But the thing is, that type of thinking can actually hold us back.
You bet. Trying to be everything to everyone often means you end up being no one to anyone.
And that is why we are taking this deep dive into How to Determine Your Ideal Customer by Joshua Maddox.
Right.
This article really cuts through all the noise and gives us a clear path to figure out exactly who we should be talking to. Think of it like a shortcut to marketing success.
Yeah, and what I think is so fascinating about this approach is that it really emphasizes efficiency, right? It's not about just like shouting from the rooftops and hoping that somebody will hear you. It's about being really strategic, about focusing your resources, focusing your message on those folks who are the most likely to actually become loyal customers.
Absolutely.
The people who are actually going to love what you offer.
It's about being strategic, not just enthusiastic.
Yes.
And Maddox uses this great analogy of an indoor greenhouse to really illustrate this concept.
Oh, yeah, that's a perfect example. So he poses the question, who would buy an indoor greenhouse?
Right.
And, at first you might think, well, anybody who likes plants.
Sure.
But then he digs a little bit deeper and he highlights that, your ideal customer here is probably somebody who's really limited by space. Maybe they live in an apartment, they don't have a yard. But they really value fresh food. So it's about really identifying that need and then crafting your message to speak directly to that.
It's such a light bulb moment because, when you hear it, it seems kind of obvious.
Right.
But we get so caught up in wanting everyone to love what we do that we sometimes forget that by focusing on a specific niche, we can actually create a much stronger connection with our ideal customer.
Absolutely.
And that is where the magic happens. The article goes on to break down this process of finding your ideal customer into these really manageable steps.
Okay.
And it starts with understanding the why behind your business.
That's right. That why is crucial. It's the foundation of your connection with your customers. So are you super passionate about sustainable living and you want to offer eco-friendly products? Or do you believe in empowering small businesses with, better technology? Whatever that core purpose is, it's really going to inform everything else.
So you figure out your why, and then Maddox encourages us to think about who actually needs or wants what we're offering.
Right.
It's like putting a puzzle together.
Absolutely. And this is where you really have to go beyond just basic demographics. While age, location, occupation, those are all important factors.
Yeah.
The article really emphasizes the importance of delving into your ideal customer's interests, their lifestyle, even their aspirations, what keeps them up at night, what are their pain points, what are they really struggling with.
It's like we're putting on our detective hats here.
Absolutely.
We're really trying to get inside the mind of our ideal customer.
Yeah, and this is where it gets even more interesting because the article highlights something that I think a lot of businesses miss, and that is values.
Values. Okay, tell me more.
So it's not enough to know that your ideal customer enjoys hiking and craft beer, for example.
Right.
You really have to understand why those things matter to them.
Okay.
So are they drawn to nature because they really value sustainability and conservation? Does craft beer represent like a sense of community and connection for them?
Right.
It's about understanding that these values are really the driving force behind a lot of their decisions.
Interesting. So we're going beyond just their surface level interests, and we're really trying to understand what makes them tick.
Precisely. And aligning your business with those shared values is so powerful because it builds trust and loyalty. Think about it. Would you rather buy from a company that just wants your money?
Right.
Or one that genuinely understands and supports what's important to you?
No contest. I'm going with the company that gets me.
Exactly. And there's actually data to back this up. A study by Cone Communications found that 87% of consumers are more likely to buy from a company that advocates for the same issues that they care about.
Wow, 87%. That's huge.
It's significant.
Okay, so let's bring it back to our indoor greenhouse example.
Okay.
How would understanding our ideal customer's values, in this case, impact how we talk about this product?
So let's say, for example, our research shows that our ideal customer is really driven by this desire for, healthy organic food and reducing their environmental impact. We could then highlight the greenhouse's ability to, grow pesticide-free produce year-round right in their own backyard.
Right.
No harmful chemicals involved. And the food doesn't have to travel as far to get to their plate.
So instead of just saying, buy our greenhouse, it's awesome.
Right.
We're saying, grow your own organic food and reduce your carbon footprint.
Exactly. You're speaking directly to their values.
I love it. And the article actually gives some really helpful tips on how to actually uncover these values.
Yes.
Things like market research, customer surveys, even just analyzing social media conversations.
Exactly. It's all about listening. What are people saying about, products or services that are similar to yours? What kind of language are they using? What are their concerns? What are they really passionate about? And by paying attention to those conversations, you can really start to gain some valuable insights into what your ideal customer really cares about.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
So we have now painted this really detailed picture of our ideal customer.
Right.
We understand their needs, their motivations, their values.
Right.
This is great. But how do we use all of this information
Yeah.
to actually connect with them?
So this is where we really turn insight into action. The article really stresses the importance of tailoring your marketing messages to resonate with this specific audience.
Okay.
We're done with the generic slogans hoping to catch everyone's attention.
So it's about speaking directly to your ideal customer's heart.
Absolutely.
You got it.
Use language that they understand and address their specific pain points and highlight how your product or service aligns with their values.
So instead of just saying, buy our eco-friendly water bottle to everyone,
Right.
we could say something like, join the movement for a plastic-free planet with our durable, reusable water bottle
Exactly.
to the people that we know are passionate about sustainability.
Now you're getting it. And remember, it's not just about advertising.
Okay.
Consistency is key here.
Okay.
This tailored messaging should really be reflected across all of your platforms.
Well.
So your website, copy your social media content, email marketing, even how you interact with customers, whether it's in person or online.
So everything needs to feel like it's coming from the same place,
Exactly.
speaking to that one ideal customer.
Imagine a company that claims to, value sustainability, but their website is full of stock photos and their packaging is, single-use plastic.
Right. It just wouldn't feel authentic.
Exactly. And that lack of consistency really erodes trust.
Totally.
Whereas when your messaging is aligned across the board, it reinforces your commitment to those values and it resonates much more powerfully with your ideal customer.
They can see that you're the real deal.
Exactly.
And that builds a deeper connection.
Precisely. And this connection is ultimately what fosters that loyalty.
Right. Because they're not just buying a product or a service at that point.
Right.
They're really buying into the brand and the ethos and the story.
Exactly. It's about building a relationship, not just making a sale.
And that's where the long-term success comes in.
Exactly.
This has been incredibly insightful. I feel like I have such a clearer understanding now of how to find my ideal customer and more importantly, how to build that lasting relationship with them.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, is there anything else from the article that we should touch on?
There's one more point that I think is really worth digging into.
Okay.
The article mentions that, as your business grows and evolves, your ideal customer might too.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're saying like our perfect customer today not be our perfect customer 5 years down the road.
Exactly. Think about it. Let's say you launch this really successful line of handmade baby clothes, right? Your initial ideal customer might be a new parent who's, really passionate about unique, eco-friendly products for their little one.
Okay.
But as your brand grows, you might expand into clothing for toddlers or even young children.
Right. So our ideal customer goes from being a new parent to maybe a parent with multiple kids.
Exactly.
And maybe their priorities are a little different now.
Exactly. They might be less concerned with, the newborn Instagram-worthy outfits and more interested in, durable, playful clothing that sparks their child's imagination.
Yeah.
Their budget might have changed. Their values might have even subtly shifted.
And if we're still stuck on that initial picture of our ideal customer,
Right.
we're probably missing out on all these opportunities to grow with them.
It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole at that point.
Yeah.
You really have to be willing to adapt and refine your understanding of who you're serving as your business grows and changes.
So it's not like a set it and forget it type of thing. It's an ongoing process.
Exactly. You have to stay curious about your customers, Keep an eye on, what's happening in the market and just be open to adjusting your approach along the way.
This has been amazing.
Right.
I feel like I have so much to think about now when it comes to finding my ideal customer.
Good.
And making sure that I'm still connecting with them as things change.
Absolutely.
What a fantastic deep dive.
It's all about building those genuine connections and letting them evolve organically.
Speaking of genuine connections, if you're listening and you want to dive even deeper into this topic,
Yes.
definitely check out How to Determine Your Ideal Customer by Joshua Maddox. It's full of really practical advice, and I think anyone who's serious about building a successful business will get a lot out of it.
It's a must-read for sure.
And on that note, we're going to leave you with a thought to ponder. The article briefly mentioned adjusting your ideal customer as your business grows, but we didn't really get a chance to fully explore that.
Right.
So let's say you've had that initial success, you found your footing. What are the signs that it might be time to revisit that ideal customer profile? What are the things that you should be looking out for? What are the potential pitfalls of not adapting? Let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those questions, and keep diving deep.
And remember, those valuable discoveries are often just beneath the surface.
I love that. We'll see you all next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Business Ignite podcast, where we fuel your business growth and marketing success. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to rate and review us. It does help others find the show. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Business Ignite Podcast and share this episode with a friend. Keep the fire burning, and remember, your success is just one strategy away. Until next time, stay ignited.